The past is not a place that we leave behind. It is a quiet companion that walks beside us, shaping us on who we become. With this thought, I would like to welcome you all to our very own school podcast, where we bring meaningful conversations straight from our school community. Today, we are honored to welcome Rajmata Ashima Singh ji, who started her journey from civil services and retired as a DRM in railways and became an impeccable example of leadership, grace, and resilience. Hello, ma'am. How are you?
Fine.
Ma'am, before we begin and dive into these reflections and all these conversations, I would like to know that how did you begin your journey and how it shaped you as a person and as a leader?
As far as a leader is concerned, I cannot call myself a leader. Yes, I am a person who is still at a learning stage as you people are, although I am 70. But learning never ends in life.
Yes,
As far as my background and my past goes, I am also from a civil service background. My grandfather was in civil services, my father was in civil services.
Wow.
So for me, it was nothing great to be in the civil services because it was a family of civil servants. So from the very beginning, the culture was like that I didn't have to slog too hard or work too hard to get into what I am. So it's the past which the doings of my forefathers which helped me get into the services. I'll tell you, it's I'll try to share one of my personal stories. After marriage, I was in service from before. After marriage, there was a debate going on whether I should continue with my job or give up. But I'm very fortunate, and I must tell you that it's the ladies of the house who put their foot down that the Bahu will work outside in society. They said that let her work. If she has the talent, why do you want to stop her? The males, like my father-in-law, was quite against it. He said there's no need. Even the boys in our family don't work. So where does the need arise for the daughter-in-law to work? And if she works, who will look after the kids? Who will look after the kitchen? So my grandmother-in-law, she was the one who came to my rescue, and she says, okay, tell me, how much did your wife look after the kids or the household or the kitchen? You people were just sitting and playing chess all the time. So the bahus these days, or the ladies these days who don't have any job or anything worthwhile to do, they just spend most of the time in the beauty parlors and window shopping. So instead of that beauty parlor sessions or the window shopping sessions or the kitty party sessions, if she does something productive, we must all encourage her. So it's the encouragement from all the sides which I got. So there's nothing specially which belongs to me. It belongs to everybody. The society, the family, the people around, even the staff who tried to look after most of my work, tried to give me food in time, tried to make my bed. So it's a combined effort of everybody which makes a single human being go forward in life.
That's actually very inspiring and really thoughtful of the ladies of your house, you and your father. Like that all shaped you to become who you are today. I must say I'm really inspired, and most of the people who are watching this will be inspired. So ma'am, if you talk about the women of Basti regarding this empowerment, what are your visions, what are your plans for them? Because in today's evolving era, like if we talk about the women of Basti, some of them are educated, some of them are not, some of them are from backward families, and some of them are very privileged. What is your vision or your plans for them?
As far as Basti is concerned, I don't think the females here lack in any way. They are as strong, as vocal as any of their male counterparts. Like our house is surrounded by a particular community called the Khatiks. So the Khatiks, and in the evening generally we hear the sound of the Khatik females shouting at the husbands, screaming at the husbands, and I've hardly come across any incident where I have really seen female beating by the males. It is when the male comes back home drunk, it's the female who beats the husband. So, and in Basti you will be surprised. Here the male-female ratio is in the favor of the females. We have 1005 females vis-a-vis 1000 males, whereas in other parts of the country it is 914 vis-a-vis 1000. So Basti females are very good, and they know about their rights, they know about their duties. So there is nothing which in particular for the females I'll suggest. In education also, in the schools you must have seen that the girls do equally well. They are and it's not just the education part, but in other parts of the society, like what I told you about the Khatiks. If you see a male taking a sabji ka thela, it is the female also who is selling the vegetables. If there is a male halwai, there is a female halwai as well. On the shops you will find about 30 to 40% females as shopkeepers. So the females have understood about their rights and their duties pretty well, and they are in quite a safe position. So my suggestion will be that yes, if we need upliftment, if we need to look after, we must look after the society as a whole. One thing which I am particularly unhappy about Basti is littering outside the houses. They will, like the males as well as the females, they will keep their own house spick and span and throw every garbage on the road just in front of the house. So in such things you can't blame just one strata of society and say that it's the females who should look after. The males are equally responsible. So the society as a whole should rise, and the slums should get cleaner. The place should have a better environment around.
That's so thoughtful of you. I mean, we got to know your perspective and your visions. It is really empowering for women as well. And connecting to my next question, we also heard that the former Maharani was also in the 100 most dignified personalities. Would you like to elaborate this title?
Yeah. It's. I'll just want to share with you that at the time of the mutiny in 1857, the Raja was a minor. So the Riyasat and was under the administrative control of the British, but the local control of the place was with his mother, Rani Digambar Kumari. And she was such an enlightened personality that she did not allow a single bloodshed in Basti city. She used to ride a horse herself, and on that horse with about 2000 soldiers, she used to take round of the city just to ensure that there is no bloodshed. Neither the Hindus will be killed, nor the Muslims, nor the Christians. She didn't allow it on anybody. And she happened to be the real sister of a great Ara mutineer, Thakur Kumar Singh Ji.
Wow.
But despite that fact, she didn't allow even her own brother to come and do any killings of the Britishers. when the brother came at that time, she was hiding three English women and two minor children in her own room. She didn't allow her brother to touch those people. She says, no, they are I have given protection to them, so you can't touch them. If you touch them, you will first have to kill me and then enter my room. So she took a stand, and peace was her stand. She never allowed any loot in the city or any killing inside her own premises. She dominated it. And then she was the mother. Mahesh Shitla Baksh Singh was a poet. He is said to be the person who introduced Thumri into the classical world. So he was a poet all the time, lost in his poetry and music and everything. So he was very extravagant. So he used to spend most of his money on horses, on dancing, on poetry, these things. And his wife, again, he had a powerful mother, then he had an equally powerful wife. His wife was the daughter of the king of Nepal. So when seeing his extravagance, some of the properties used to be auctioned because he used to take a lot of debt. Like, he was a person who, if the horses were shouting, he would get pashmina shawls for his 100 horses. So he had no money. So when the Raja's property used to be auctioned, she was the one who used to send somebody in the auction and buy that property back. So whatever the Raja sold, she bought it back. So Basti Riyasat as such, we have not seen weak females. We have seen very strong females who looked after the society, who looked after the downtrodden, who worked for the welfare of the place.
That's actually so inspiring. And when we talk about this, the former Maharani was also skilled at horse riding.
Yes.
And I have also heard that in the royal family, all the horses were exceptionally good at training. Is it true?
Yes. Till 1960, most of the horse races in India, whether they were the Madras horse races or the Calcutta horse races or the Bombay horse races, they were dominated by the Basti horses. And yes, the Maharajas kept Britishers and Anglos as their jockeys.
Oh.
So it's not that they were in any way in a secondary position. The jockeys were all Europeans or Anglos, and these horses used to dominate most of the horse races of India.
That's actually a lesser known fact, like many of the people don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And there are many less known facts also, like about, there are any legends or folk stories which were very popular or eminent in the past, but many of the people don't know right now.
Like what I told you about 3 British females and 2 children. So there's a story which came up about Mahua Dabar. That in Mahua Dabar, now there's a village known as Mahua Dabar, which is in Babnan, near Babnan. But the actual Mahua Dabar, which was excavated just 10 years back, that was a place on Manorma river just near Gutwa. So there's a story that the weavers from Murshidabad, whose hands were cut by the Europeans, they had come and settled here. And those weavers, when they saw the British, since they had such a difficult past, that they killed most of the males. And the females and the children, they ran away and they took refuge with the queen, with the Rani. So there are many stories about which we don't know. You know, the place is very, very rich, and right now in the morning only I am coming from Bahini, Misr, a place which is supposed to be the place where Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan had had come for education.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Oxford or Cambridge. They came to Basti for getting
Yes,
education. So Basti has been an education hub. This we don't know, and we feel that Basti is something which needs education to be revamped, and here they think it's like a social stigma if their children are getting educated here. They don't realize what they have in the past,
Yes.
and what they have, what they should inculcate for the future. Like Basti as a district, it was carved out in 1885, and Siddharth Nagar and Sant Kabir Nagar also were a part of Basti
Basti.
district. So the biggest preacher in history who taught the right lesson to the world hailed from your Siddharth Nagar, Gautam Buddha.
Yes, ma'am.
He had been initially educated in this district only. So the vibrations are excellent, and we must develop it if we want our education system to have its wings and really fly high.
Wow, ma'am. Like those who are watching this podcast will learn so much about Basti now, like from our interaction. And we also got to know that Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the missile man of India, also visited Rajmahal. So, do you have any memories or experiences from that visit which you would like to share?
Yes, that was quite recent. That happened in 2014. So it's quite a recent thing. And not only APJ Abdul Kalam, Nehruji has been to Basti. There is a story that Subhash Chandra Bose in 40s he was also here, and there's a story that in 70s the Gumnami Baba, whom some people think was Subhash Chandra Bose, he also stayed in Basti. So there have been frequent visits of most of the dignitaries, VP Singh, Abdul Kalam, Chandrasekhar. They all have been to Basti, and we have very fond memories. APJ Abdul Kalam's thing, I'll tell you that when initially my son's very close friend was working with APJ, Srijan Pal Singh. He stayed with him till the end. So Srijan and my son, they were very close friends, and they had started working on his Pura project. Pura was a project like providing urban amenities in rural areas.
Wow, that's
So they were working on it, and my son requested Kalam Saab ki you come over to Basti. So he says, yes, I'll come, but I would like to address at least 100 Gram Pradhans. So they said, and I'll like to talk to them in one is to one straight away. So he says, how can my Gram Pradhans talk to you? You don't know Hindi, they don't know English. So how will the two of you converse? He says, okay, you give me 3 months time. And in those 3 months time, he started practicing Hindi.
wow.
And he learnt the basics. Of course, he couldn't
Yes,
be
ma'am.
thorough, but he learnt the basics. And when he came to our place, he addressed, there were 167 Pradhans who came to meet him, and he addressed them in Hindi. So it was such a lovely experience that because of them he learnt their language first, so that his communication could be direct one-to-one communication.
That's so nice. And ma'am, is moving on to the other aspect, like in the Rajmahal, does it have any particular architectural type, or do you want to share what it is made of?
Yes, the Raj Bhavan initially, it has it was made in quite a long span of time. There is a mandir which is outside the Raj Bhavan, which was built in 16th century. So we still have those Lakhori eat ki diwarein, and then of course those do not exist. Just a few walls are left which we are protecting as a heritage. So they are those that type of an architecture which was 16th century. Then the original architecture was in the form of a square with 110 meters each side, surrounded by moat or water body on three sides. And it then got renovated in 2029. The renovation made it quite close to the European architecture. And the architect was a French architect who had designed the Lucknow station. He only designed the Basti palace and some more palaces he designed. So it's a mixture of Hindu, Mughal as well as European architecture. Basically French, not British.
Yeah, I mean that's so nice, like the mix of culture.
Yeah, it's a
in Basti.
the best part of Basti is that there's a mandir where I go for the evening aarti every day at 7:30. And in that aarti, more than 50% of the people who are coming are Muslims. So there is no Hindu-Muslim divide in Basti. When Ayodhya Ram Mandir episode was taking place, that was in I think 93. At that time there were troubles all across. We were just next to Ayodhya, but not even a single bloodshed occurred in Basti. Here the communities have learned how to live together. They know they can't exist without each other's support. Like yesterday was the first day of Ramjan,
Yes.
and we went in the evening. There was less air in my tire. Couldn't find a single mistri there because all the Muslims, they had gone for the iftari. So the entire skill in Basti is controlled by the Muslims. We the Hindus know that if we don't have good terms with the Muslims, they will not come to us and work as masons, as carpenters, as drillers, as in many of the categories. So there's a very good balance in the society. Even the Christians, there are some Christians here, there are churches, and the Christians also are very, they just enjoy coming for the Durga Puja. In Durga Puja you will find all Christian children around.
Yes.
So there's a good religious mix. The only thing which the people here don't know is hygiene. That we will have to work very hard to teach
Yes,
them.
ma'am. Like we can see the secularism from the root of Basti.
Yes.
Like from the past. So, ma'am, it was really nice having you here. Before we move to the final question, I would like to ask if you would like to share any message to the people of Basti, like something you truly believe in. Would you like to share your opinions about it?
Yes, of course. What I said, ki we have a very, very glorious past,
Yes, ma'am.
but a little hazy present. So this hazy present has to be converted into a glorious future. So for making it glorious, whatever is needed, like good education, good health, good sports, everything we must concentrate and give all our support to the local children. There is a lot of talent in the villages. When I go to the villages, I find that they are bubbling with energy, they are bubbling with talent, but opportunities are not so much. So we'll have to create opportunities to make the future as glorious as our past has been. Thank you.
Ma'am, this is so nice to know your perspective. And now to the final question. If you could give one tagline to Basti, what would it be and what would be the reason behind it?
Yes, communal harmony is the crux on which we will have to delve with and go further and try to give this message of harmony to the world around. We have had religious conversions earlier, but all through peaceful means. Gautam Buddha didn't force anybody to adopt Buddhism.
Yes, ma'am.
He just spread the good thoughts and the good ideas, and people followed him.
Yes, ma'am.
So we need a leader like him, we need a leader like Gandhi to just lead us again and propagate the goodness of Basti.
That's marvelous, like having an interaction with you. I'm so glad that I got an opportunity. Thank you so much, ma'am, for coming here and expressing your opinions. I'm sure many of the people will learn from it by watching it. Thank you so much for joining us here. I hope we all interact. I hope you all enjoy this interaction as much as we did.